Hi and welcome back. My name is Deneen. You can call me D. I'm an astrologer and I teach people the psychology behind marketing. And today we're going to be diving into the moon and what it means in your psyche, and also the moon and what it means when it pertains to your mom in the earth signs, okay? So I'm super excited, you guys, and I have a lot to say about it. So let's go. The moon and the psyche. You would immediately think women. You would immediately think safety, protection, okay, home, family, but there's so much more that goes into it. So we're gonna dive into it today. The moon in your psyche. Let's talk about it. So the moon in the psyche is very much talking about the unconscious learned and experiences that we have and we have went through in this lifetime, right? But it's unconscious to us. Now, the moon also, when it deals to psyche, the psychology, it is talking about your frame of mind. It is talking about the nurturing that you need. It is talking about emotions. It is talking about the mother. It is talking about home. It is talking about family. And in other cultures, the moon can also be talking about your grandmother. And the moon for a long time was associated with sky and rain, okay? And if you think about the sky, there's many things that come from the sky, right? But most importantly, that is known for is the rain, right? Because it rains all the time in the world. Now, the rain, as it comes down, it can have a cleansing effect as of washing things away, but the rain can also have the effect of it nurturing the land and the plants and things that grow there, right? So when we think of the moon, it is very important because we have, as I said, the 90 years of life that is being affected by the moon and what it's doing in your chart. You also have what we call lunations, where, of course, as you get older, things change in your chart and energy changes with you. And you have a time in your life, like if you have, say for example, you're going through a lunation and you're having a disseminating time, okay? A disseminating time, and the moon is disseminating, okay? A lot of things will be let go and released at that time in your life for you to make way for new things to come in, okay? So this is very important when it comes to reading a chart, looking at a person's lunation, and of course looking into the moon sign so that we can understand a little bit more about this person's frame of mind, where it is that they're coming from, and things that they have unconsciously learned or experienced in their life. Because sometimes the experiences that a person has had is not always conscious to them. I've learned in this profession. Okay, so this is very important when it comes to reading a chart, but also to looking at where Cancer is in the chart, okay? And also looking very closely at what is aspecting the moon, okay? Because you are going to essentially be reading into not just that moon sign, not just that moon house, but also the aspect, right? And things are not just alone by themselves, they're connected. So a lot of the times the experiences that we have when we're younger builds us and prepares us for what we do when we're older, right? So it's important when it comes to vocation and looking for vocation and what it is that a person is truly emotionally in need of when it comes to what it is that they want for work, but also too what it is that they need or what they need to feel nurtured, okay? So sometimes if there's adverse things going there or going on there with the moon, the person, especially when they're younger, might have not too much of a clarity. Nobody ever really does though. Not too much of a clarity when it comes to their emotions or how it is that they are needing to be nurtured, their creative impulses. So you would see this from looking and pulling apart what the moon is doing in the chart, okay? And what is happening at this current point in time in the person's life with their lunation, all right? So we're going to move into the moon and the earth signs, you guys. The moon in Taurus, so let's talk about it. The moon in Taurus. Taurus is a fixed sign, okay? Taurus deals with the land, but Taurus also deals with the senses. All right, now Taurus deals with stability, security, so your mother can be a person who wants that or has that, of course, because it's fixed. And the moon being in the sign Taurus, it's a Venus sign, so your mom can be very beautiful. She can also have a voice that's very distinguishable or very prominent. Okay, now the moon being in the sign Taurus, you have to check to see what Venus is doing and how it's performing in the chart, but there can be good senses and being able to sense things that are going on unconsciously or on an unconscious level. Okay, the undercurrents. All right, and with the moon being in the sign Taurus, it also speaks of a person who is very patient or can have patience. Okay, now your mom can also have not just patience, but she can also want to have her downtime, like her time to relax and take her time to do things, or something she loves to do but she takes her time doing. Okay, Taurus here, good food sense. Oh my goodness. All right, double points if the sun is there. Okay, and Taurus as well, good food sense. Go to the places that they recommend, you guys. They actually have amazing results. I'm not gonna lie, I'm shocked, but at the same time, you know, the food is good, so I'm happy. So go to the places. If they ever do recommend you, you might want to try them out. Okay, but back to what we were saying, the moon being in the sign Taurus, this can also speak to a person who is into things like cosmetics, hair, all right, but also land. Okay, and taking care of land, the environment. Okay, now Taurus also has, with the moon being in Taurus, you can have a mother who attracts in people who have very stable emotions. She herself can have very stable emotions. Also people who are very much in stable mindsets, or they have their morals and values very fixed in what it is they're going to do, how it is they're going to do something. Okay, and with the moon being in the sign Taurus, this can also talk about a person who hoards, okay, with other indicators being there. Or you can draw, your mom can draw in a person who hoards, specifically things that are traditional items or traditional things that you place within the home. The moon in Taurus also deals with physical manifestation of what's going on unconsciously in the mind when it comes to morals and values, and specifically what they want to ground in. Okay, now Taurus makes a sextile to Pisces, and when we think of that, I want you guys to think of chanting as a vibration. Okay, in this vibration, if you hum or if you okay, you're going to be able to get your head to vibrate. Okay, especially if you have all your teeth, you're going to get your head to vibrate, very much so. And this is a vibration. Okay, and now at this vibration, you continue to do this, your body will be on a frequency. Okay, now over time, not like just immediately, of course. You have to vibrate at a certain level, and then it will be on a frequency of what you are humming. Okay, now that's what I want you to think of when it comes to this. Okay, and so think of that when it comes to what you can do with how it is that you ground in morals and values, and how it is that you ground in things physically, from being able to be in touch, because it is very much a feminine sign. So this is talking about internally what's going on. Okay, how a person is. Okay, and Venus is the senses. Okay, and Taurus is a part of one of the signs that deals with Venus. Now, Venus in Taurus, this is very much the reflection of that coming out from what's going on within. But this internal environment, this internal landscape is going to be what pushes out. Okay? And that will be in the next sign over in Gemini, okay, where you have different choices. Okay, but Taurus, the beauty of that internal environment and what is going on within. Okay, for my moon in Taurus. that's just what I wanted to wrap up for you guys. If this resonated with you, go ahead and hit the like button down below, and make sure you hit subscribe so you don't ever miss out on any of our astrology videos. And you guys, I love and appreciate you. I will be seeing you guys next time, okay? The moon in Virgo. So the moon in Virgo is a mutable sign, okay? And the moon in Virgo, as it pertains to your mother, she can be detail oriented, okay? She can be very observative, and she can also research quite a lot. All right, now also here, especially if it is in the later degrees, this can pertain to a person who is very beautiful, luxurious, graceful, all right, because it's going more towards Libra, all right. And also too, if it's very much in the early degrees, almost at 0, it can be very prominent, this person's grace, this person's fairness, how it is that they try to deal with situations in a very balanced way, okay? And being detailed about what's going on in the conversations, okay? Because the moon is here, right? But also too, with the moon being in Virgo, this could speak to a person who is, especially if Mars is involved here, a person who is doing calculations, accounts, okay, math. But the moon being in Virgo can also speak to a person who has to deal with a lot of tasks, a lot of projects, okay, managing people, CEO, manager energy, okay? Now, also they can attract in people who are interior designers, people who are analyzers, people who are researchers themselves, okay? People who are very internalized or have very much an internal way of communicating or going about their way of the world, okay, as it pertains to their interactions, okay? Now, also, with the moon being in Virgo, you yourself, being her child, okay, can see your mother discerning a situation and being able to understand her unconscious discernments from things that she might not be saying readily because you are her child, okay? And this can come off as unconscious thoughts, okay, and unconscious communication of what it is that she's thinking because you're her kid, so you're close to and you understand her cues, okay, because communication is in more than one way, okay? It's not just how we communicate like this, but it's also the body, okay? So, that being said, the moon being in Virgo, her unconscious thoughts can become conscious through communication, all right? And also too, with the moon being in Virgo, she can have it to where she is working on an idea or diving deep into an idea, very much dealing with a lot of communication, dealing with communications of all kinds, okay, but a lot of communication nonetheless, having to dig through the details of things, having to sort things through, organize things, those types of things. If this is moon being in Virgo and it is very much in the earlier degrees, there can be more of a changing up of how it is that this person is doing things in the home or communication that's going on in the home, okay? And this is because it is at the earlier degrees, so this is very, very, very active, okay? This is very, very active. But the moon being in Virgo, this is, when it comes to manifestation, being able to garner the power of the mind, okay, because this is a Mercury here and the moon is here as well, which is our frame of freaking mind, okay, and our rhythms. So being able to, when it comes to the internal environment, being able to be accountable with what it is that you're intaking, but also being accountable with how it is that you're having an internal dialogue with yourself, okay? So that's what I have for you, my moon in Virgo, okay? It's my moon in Virgos. So if you like this and this resonated with you, make sure you hit the like button down below and don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't ever miss out on our astrology videos. And I will be seeing you guys next time. I love and appreciate you guys all the time. And bye. the moon in Capricorn. So the moon in Capricorn is a cardinal sign. Also, the moon in Capricorn is speaking of a person who is initiating. So this person can be buying or selling, you know, dealing with buying or selling, but this person can also be dealing with having to go after a goal or having to go after something they have to structure, such as a business. Now, the moon in Capricorn deals with structure, limits, and rules. Now, your mother can be a person who had these rules, these limitations on things that you could or couldn't do based on what she felt like was this expectation of how it is, or standard of how it is, that she wanted you to take up a position as her child. Okay, and this is not a bad thing at all. Actually, with the moon being in Capricorn and you having it there, there's this unconscious urge or impulse to establish things or establish yourself in a position of prominence, especially when it comes to establishing yourself in a position of prominence by learning not just being the authority, but having the responsibility behind this position and being in this position. But the moon in Capricorn, you can have a mother who can appear to be stoic, but underneath there's a big well of emotions that are going on, almost like a big ocean chipping away at a mountain, okay? The side of a mountain. And this can very much well up to a person going off, and this can seem like a person going off in what can be a very cold way, sharp way, okay? And actually this has been something that has been accumulating, okay? Accumulated emotions. And the moon in Capricorn, this person can want to have boundaries and structure with themselves that they build with themselves, just the way that they build it in their home, and also teach it and have it with their children. Their children may be seeing it from them, okay? And having this with moon being in Capricorn, your moon being in Capricorn, having this as an unconscious urge to establish, to structure things, okay? So for you guys, with your moon in Capricorn, this is very much talking about you guys being able to take what it is that's happening in your mind, even on an unconscious level, and being able to have that as physical manifestation. This is only, of course, after being able to master that mind, because Capricorn is about the accumulation. So what is it that you're thinking about? How is it that you're going about your rhythms, okay? And how is it that you're going about your emotions, your internal environment? Because Capricorn is a feminine sign as well, and it is also internal with the moon being here. How is it that you're structuring what it is that you think about and what it is that you entertain, okay? What it is that you want to build, how it is that you're getting to that goal, what steps are you taking, okay? And for my moon in Capricorns, if you like this and this resonated with you, make sure you hit the like button down below. And if you don't ever want to miss out on any of our videos here, make sure you hit the notification bell and make sure you hit subscribe so you're always notified. I love and appreciate you guys all the time, and I will be seeing you guys next time. Bye!